Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, continuing on with the How to Begin OPTC series for the first month, and in today's video, episode 8, we are taking a look at Grand Party. Now, Grand Party is an endgame player kind of game mode, but for newer players, it is something that comes around every month, and it goes for about 5 days, and you can get some juicy rewards, but it's a very difficult game mode to actually get all of the wins in, because you do need a lot of characters in your box, you do need a lot of characters leveled up, and having Rumble Scrolls early on is not exactly the easiest thing to do. But as you can see here, this is the 9th anniversary Grand Party that we have here. I recorded last month's Grand Party, so I want to get this video out for you guys right before Grand Party begins, and sort of the best strat to actually dive in for this. Now, last month, I got 9 wins. If you clear 15 wins, as you can see here, you can get a lot of good rewards. 50 rainbow gems, 3 million bounty, you get red tickets, you get all this good stuff. The first day is a lot shorter than the rest of the actual series. As you can see, it goes from 1900 to like 4. So make sure you are around for that first day, because it's a lot shorter than what you get for the rest of this time frame. So you get a bunch of retries early on, and as you get more and more wins, it gets harder and harder and harder. Once you guys hit like 9 wins, you don't get any refreshes, you don't get any retries. And if you just can't beat a boss, which is, well, not a boss, another player, is what happened to me at like the 10th win, you basically just get hard locked in there until the next day. Then you can find some new opponents. But if you get the 15 wins, you are going to be in really good stead. Now, GP or Grand Party is a little bit different to regular Pirate Rumble. I haven't actually done a video on this on Pirate Rumble. I've just sort of included it in the actual series itself. But basically, if you guys have been doing your Pirate Rumble matches every single day, you guys will kind of get a little bit of an understanding of what Pirate Rumble is and how it operates. However, with Grand Party, you have a leader skill and a GP burst. In Grand Party, you pin 3 of your teams up against 3 of the enemy's teams, and whoever wins the best 2 out of 3 will actually win the match. So the leader skill gives you more Rumble stats for whatever the leader boosts. The best leader at the moment is Roger, because his burst is so friggin' good. And the burst is like having an extra special. Once you fulfill a requirement, you can actually get that burst. And I'll sort of show you guys what it means by that. There's special rules every single Grand Party. This month, it's all about Dex, Fighters, Cerebrals, and Quicks. And then, as you can see here, these are all the rewards. But Grand Party, like I said, it's not everyone's favorite game mode. Hell, people actually despise this game mode. But it is definitely worth using your free stamina every single day, trying to see how you go. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys just how to do that. Alright, so over at the Adventure tab, if you click on Grand Party here, it will be lit up. You'll have 3 stamina bars every single day. You can click on Setup, and then you can actually set up your teams. Now, this is what Grand Party looks like. Like I said, you have 3 different teams that you'll be using when you go up against the enemy, and you'll go up against the enemy's 3 teams. I just realized that this is not like the right size, so I do apologize about that. What is going on? Why is it? No. There we go. So as you can see here, like, this is just the teams that they've just given us. If I swipe across, you can see like there's a bunch of teams here that I've been filling around with, because the way that the best strat works is you want to basically keep your combat power really low, and in the early stages, you can actually see what you're coming up against. Now, up here, this is your leader. So if you edit your leader, you can choose whichever character you have on any one of your teams, and that is going to be the best character to be your leader for. So we're going to select Luffy for now. This particular Luffy is really good. However, if you guys have Roger, this particular Roger, he's exceptional. And the reason he's so good is because he has this burst ability, this one right here, where at level, no, this is just his regular special. He's burst, here you go. At level 5, he does 2500 fixed damage, but 100% chance to halve stats, and you can use it twice. So these types of abilities are incredibly powerful, and a character like Roger is going to help out a lot. But the strat basically looks a bit like this kind of thing. You have like one really big team that you know is going to win. You use a bunch of little characters to just sort of take out a team that looks like this, and then you have your own team that just looks like this. It's a guaranteed loss. So this is the team that's going to go up against like whatever they have here. This will go up against whatever they have here, and then this team will just basically lose. Pretty simple, right? But as it gets harder and harder, as you get more down the line with the 9, the 10, the 11, the 12, even the 15 wins, this strat becomes harder and harder, and unless you have a lot of characters in your box, it is going to be hard to get those 15 wins. However, as a new player, if you can hit 9 wins, be very happy. It's good rewards, and you basically just need to just keep expanding on what you have. So with that said, let's dive in. Let's take a look at some Grand Party fights. Alright, so here we are over at Grand Party. this was day 1 of the last season. Now, if you click on the first, like, if you just click on begin, as you can see, we can see like this Nami team here. They've got basically no one in their second team, I think it was. Yeah, so no, their first and second team, and then their third team has their big fight. So we're going to put our best team up against their best team. So that way we can get, well, you can actually put it up against their easiest team, and we just put our weakest team up against their best team. Sorry. If you put your weakest team up against their best team, you automatically know you're going to lose. And as you can see, we just put sort of 2 little teams, keeping our combat power quite low, so that way we can actually just get the easy win, as well as not raise our combat power too high. Alright, so once we've got our teams in check, as you can see, we're using just like a standard mob unit as our final team. We're just going to dive in, and in Grand Party, you can actually skip, which is super nice. So we're just going to skip the fight. As you can see, we win the first one. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then we can move on to the second fight, which is super nice. Once we go into the second fight, we're basically going to do the same thing. As you can see, like, we just had our 2 best teams against their 2 weakest teams. And we had our weakest team against their last team. Lots of people run this strat, so it makes it very, very easy for newer players to just build up your wins. And you'll easily be able to attain 9 wins this way. Obviously, it's going to get harder as the rules change, but for the meantime, this works really well. On to the next fight now. There was a pig fight, as you can see there. So we are going to move our main team to the front lines, because I think they've just got Luffy here, right? Do they? No, they don't. Wherever their Luffy is, we're just not going to fight it. So there's the pig in the middle, and then their Luffy's at the back. So we basically put our weakest fight against their Luffy, because that's pretty much their strongest team. We're already guaranteed going to lose there anyway, so we're just going to guarantee ourselves the wins on the first 2 fight, and that's going to build up our wins. Alright, so on to the third fight now. Pretty easy stuff so far. We've been getting pretty lucky finding some matches. No issues whatsoever. I actually lose this particular fight, I'm pretty sure. Versus Kainu is just an absolute demon. So you want to be very, very careful if you come up against Versus Kainu. He's a monster, so just be careful there. Lucky for us, in the early stages, you actually get a bunch of retries. And if you lose early, you actually get 3 retries that go down to 2, that go down to 1. And these reset every single time you actually get a win. So don't be afraid to take some stuff on in the early stages, because if you lose, it's going to be okay. You can just use your retries, and you will be alright. Don't be afraid to use your refreshes as well. You get lots of refreshes. They're there for a reason, so you may as well use them. They don't build up. They don't stockpile. So make sure to find the best teams that you guys can beat to actually get this particular strat done, just to get as many wins as you can. Like I said, don't expect to get the 15 wins early. It's fairly challenging to do so. Even as an endgame player, lots of people finish around 13, 14 wins. So if you're getting around sort of like 9 to 10 wins, just be very, very happy with that, especially if you're only like a month into the game, because this strat will work moving forward for quite a while as you build up your account as well. But for the meantime, it's just free rewards. So onto the day 2 fights. As you can see, like, we're finding some harder opponents now. But whenever you just see like these big teams, like the big top music teams and the big 5-man teams, just throw your 1-man team against it. You're going to lose anyway, so like you may as well just take the L there. And then go into the other 2 fights with the teams that you know that you can win. As time goes on, you might need to chop and change, make your teams a little bit stronger, add a couple of units here. But all in all, you want to try and keep your combat power quite low. As you can see here, we just saw like a support unit. We just knew we could easily clap that with 1 unit and managed to get it done with Nami. So keeping your combat power quite low is actually the key to when you win every single fight. When you win a fight, it refreshes your opponents, and keeping your combat power low is going to help you find opponents that are of a lower level, or around the combat power that you actually are. So you don't want to add too many units onto your squad, but you also want to use enough units to make sure that you guarantee yourselves the win. 2 to 3 units can usually beat 1 unit, especially if your combat power is a lot higher, but there are some characters you need to like be careful of. Stuff like Super Tandem Luffy, Versus Kainu, they're all very, very good. You have stuff like Top Musica that have to be careful of, as well as stuff like Yamato and Sai Odin. Another thing to note early too is you won't actually have a GP leader, where most of the teams you come up against will actually have a GP leader. This is going to give their team a lot more stats, and whilst they're not using their burst, it does mean that they are going to be a little bit bulkier than you are. So just be mindful of that. Stuff like Roger leaders are things you want to avoid. Even stuff like Super Tandem Luffy leaders, they're quite scary too. The characters you do want to go up against are characters that actually don't have GP leaders. Super Sugos and Anniversary exclusives are the ones that do. But if they're not a Super Sugo or an Anniversary exclusive or a legend that has come out recently within the last sort of like 6 months, then they're not going to have a GP leader skill or a GP burst. So they're the characters you stereotypically want to target. As you build up your box though, you'll get more leaders, you'll get more burst characters, and you'll be able to build out some nicer teams to help you secure these wins later down the line. So that's basically the crux of it. It seems like I actually deleted the last of my screen recording, so I do apologize about that. But basically, once I hit 9 wins after the 3rd day, I got to the point where I got locked in to not being able to use retries, and I just couldn't find like a team out of the 3 that I could successfully beat. So unfortunately, that just meant that I just got locked into that particular tier, and I couldn't get the last 6 wins, which was okay because I still got a lot of gems, I still got a lot of bounty, I still got a lot of red tickets, so that was actually pretty cool too. But best of luck in Grand Party that is coming up, especially if you're a new player. Don't stress if you can't like successfully beat the content, because it's fairly challenging, especially for endgame players. But hopefully this video gave you a little bit of a guide on how to actually play the game mode as a new player. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.